Testing, testing.
Welcome to everybody watching online. This is the women's final of the Crestwood Platinum Anniversary Showdown here in Edmonton, Alberta.
It's going to be a good one today, Curtis.
The final features Corryn Brown and Selena Sturmay. Sturmay's throwing blue, Brown's throwing red. Both teams in round robin were from Pool C, with Corryn Brown going 4-0 in her pool, and Sturmay going 2-2, and obviously both winning their brackets to reach the final. Corryn Brown is from the Kamloops Curling Club, and Team Selena Sturmay is from the Saville Center in Edmonton. This is a battle of two Scotty caliber teams. Team Brown competed in the Scotties in 2020 and 2021. And Team Sturmay is going back to the Scotties as a wild card this year.
Yep.
Last year she was a
Team Alberta.
Team Alberta, yep. Yeah. So there is some Scotties experience here.
Yep, I believe every player on the ice has been to the Scotties, so we're in for a treat today. And it's been great ice conditions all week, including the playoffs here at the Crestwood Curling Club. And excited to see how this unfolds. So the two leads rocks for Team Sturmay were thrown by Paige Papley, the lead for the team. And now throwing is Samantha Fisher for Team Brown. Playing a come around. See if they can get one in a good spot early on, put some pressure on this Team Sturmay.
Just a little bit deep there.
That could be the second point for them. We'll have to see.
First end, everybody's still kind of getting used to the ice, even though they had warm-up throws.
Exactly.
Prior, but still getting used to it.
Yep, and ice does change a little bit from the practice as well. So as the game goes along, I'm sure we'll see these teams nail and dial in their draw weight.
Desiree Hawes just goes around and right to the button.
Just pokes out a hair on the other side. Really nice weight. But there is a jam possibility there. Team Brown has to be careful if they want to chase that rock. And here comes Sarah Colton, second for Team Brown. I believe a bit of a newer addition to this team. Used to play out of the Yukon, also went to the Scotties representing the Yukon. Lots of great experience and excellent curler.
It appears that the rock over curled quite a bit. I think they were going for the one in the house. Just through weight, kind of suggests that.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate result. You know, there's not often in curling that you would give negative points for a shot, but they did cover that blue rock even more than it was before the shot. So they're not going to be too happy with that one. But still got lots of rocks left to clean things up.
This is Desiree Hawes' second rock. Looks like they're doing a come around.
A nice sweep, just kind of cleaning it in there. It's a pretty good spot.
Very good spot. Top 12, hidden behind the guard.
So Sarah gonna try the long run back. They won't be too upset with the peel at this point either. Just want to.
This one didn't quite curl up as much, but as you said, the peel is okay.
Yeah, that's the main thing for now. I think we can say. Just keeps things a little simpler. And now we have Danielle Schmiemann, the third for Team Sturmay. Trying to put that guard right back where it was. If you're any tighter, they might be able to run it back easier. If you're any higher, they could come around and do a soft weight takeout. So I'm sure they're looking for that halfway mark. Just trying to curl it over a hair. Very nice spot. So it looks like Team Brown's content to keep cleaning up the middle. I'm guessing they're not too worried about this situation because they can always outdraw the top 12 rock. You know, giving up a steal of one in the first end, it's not a huge deal. It's almost like you just lost the hammer, lost the draw to the button. But they're really close on this one.
And they get the double peel.
Fantastic.
Triple peel, triple takeout.
A little unlucky with the back one, but they're going to be very pleased with that one from Aaron Pincott, the third for Team Brown.
Definitely opens it up.
Yep. That's pretty much exactly what they were looking for. Very nicely done. So we know Danielle's got her guard weight down from the last one. Can she make the adjustment and make a beautiful come around? Let's see.
Sweepers are leaving it. Looks a little bit heavy. Oh, and it pulls up. Great shot.
Who needs sweepers?
Who needs sweepers?
And it's poking out of the guard just a little bit on the right side, but I'm a big fan of that. If you were on the other side and they played the lightweight chase and hit and roll, then it would roll towards the other blue rock. You might have a double later on.
Right.
It's a blank.
And if you try and hit that from the peeking outside, again, there's that jam on that side, on
Exactly.
the outturn side. Looks like Aaron is trying to follow right in.
I think they've changed their minds. Plan B.
Going straight to the back one.
Yeah. And a really good plan B, good shot management. Yeah. All right, so where should Sturmay put this one? Just another behind the guard, I think. Get a second one in there.
I think if they go perhaps just second rock, touching top 8.
Yeah, I think that could be a really good shot. Want to be careful. Make sure you get behind the guard on this one.
That is correct, yeah. You just want to cover that slide path to the freeze on the blue rock on top 4. But you want to make sure you're buried to not offer a double back. Selena's first rock.
A gentle clean so far. It looks pretty close. Is it going to come over enough, though? Really don't want to leave a double on this one.
And right to the one on the top 4.
Very
Almost sitting
interesting.
next to each other.
Yeah, we're going to have a nice close-up on this one. Pretty much frozen side by side, like
Frozen
you said,
side
Curtis.
by side, yeah. Is there any overlap? Looks like just a hair, but not a whole lot.
It's close. The button is well protected, but if you hit it right, I think you could make the blue double.
Blue double, yeah.
Including with the run back. Looks like they're going to see if they can run this one straight back. If you hit it perfectly right in the crotch, you'll sit 2.
This is Corryn's first rock.
And Curtis, do you know if Brown has the hammer in this game by virtue of having the better record?
Yes. So Brown was the higher ranked team going into the playoffs, and by virtue of they're both from the same pool, and and Brown went undefeated in her pool. The run back was successful, but only peeled out 1.
I think they'll still be pretty happy with that one.
They're still pretty happy with that. They still do have hammer, and they got 2 outside hanging rocks.
Kind of maybe a bit unlucky with where the guard rolled to. It's pretty much directly in front of
buried,
that one.
Yep.
But I'm sure they knew that was a possibility with the run back. And now,
what's the shot here, Ryan?
Well, that's a good question. You know, you could put some pressure on, come around the center guard, and I think that's the best shot.
Yeah.
And what
Again,
they should play.
You probably have to be fully buried, otherwise
you gotta be.
You're offering any double possibilities for maybe 3, right? So
exactly.
you have to be fully buried. This is a line call shot for sure.
But if you weren't confident in the line on this shot, you could always draw down to the back red rock and just force them to one that way, or even do a takeout on the wide red if you really don't want to give up 3.
Final rock for Selena Sturmay in the first end here. Sweeper's liking it, just guiding it in.
Yeah, so kind of similar to the shot I just mentioned, and I might have missed
Great
the
call.
last call, but that's a great shot.
Yeah, I agree.
Forces them to one.
Force them one, yep. Have a little bit of backing on the backside too.
So Corryn Brown with the last stone of the first end of this final game in the Crestwood curling.
Crestwood Platinum Anniversary Showdown is what it's called.
Thank you. I was like, I spoke too soon.
Yeah, I played in the men's Directional Horizon about 10 years ago when they had it at the Crestwood.
Oh,
so
sweet.
yeah, they changed names, but
we might have been in that one at the same time. I did that one year. I was sparing for a team.
2015?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
We'll have to do some investigating. So Sweeper's looking pretty happy with this one. The light clean.
Has to get a piece of the button.
Oh, they're going to dig in.
And it doesn't.
Not quite. That glid really nicely at the end there.
Steal a 1 for Selena Sturmay in the first end. as with any event, sponsors are very important
Absolutely.
to the club, to the event, to the teams.
It's not possible to run it without
Not
them.
possible. And, you know, with entry fees, the travel, you know, you need sponsorship. Team Brown is from Kamloops, and they're sponsored by TPC Financial, Drago's Auto Pro, Family Glass, Asham. This event is also sponsored by West Edmonton Mall. It is North America's largest mall with more than 800 stores and services. There are 2 hotels and over 100 places to eat. It's a family-oriented destination, not just shopping. Lots of places for entertainment and home of the world's largest amusement park, Galaxyland. It also has an indoor water park that is over 5 acres in size, a movie theater, and with 13 different movies showing. West Edmonton Mall. Not too far from here.
No, it is not. So definitely go check it out. We can personally vouch that it's a pretty darn cool place.
Yeah, if you've never been to Edmonton, that's always one of the places to visit. First shot of the second end. Center guard goes up.
I like it. That means they want to get down to business, make an interesting end for us commentators and all the fans watching. And a pretty nice come around there, right to the top of the button. I think they wanted it a little bit higher, because if Team Sturmay can get a rock frozen to that, it really cuts down the scoring area. There's not a lot of room to get a second red rock in there. But as always, lots of time in the end.
And with the caliber of these teams, like the first 10, you know, you have a couple hits and it opens it right back up.
Absolutely. And with our game that we commentated together yesterday, you know, it was looking really junky one of the ends early on, and all of a sudden it was pretty much a blank.
Yep.
Didn't quite turn out that way, but very much could have.
Beautiful corner freeze.
That's a nice spot.
From Paige Papley.
So now Samantha Fisher is going to try to put a red on the other side of the blue, kind of directly in front of the current red rock, and see if they can get a nice angle. They want to be on that side so they can get the blue out to the right on the overhead view. If you put it on the other side, it's a blue sandwich, and that blue would not be going anywhere.
Rock's looking very nice.
It's got a nice angle. Is it going to bounce off at all?
Great weight, great weight. A little bit of separation, but
that's very nice angle.
Very
Nicely
nice.
done. Now they can chip that blue rock out by using the red one.
Selena looks like she wants to freeze on her own blue.
I believe so, yep. Yeah, battle of the angles here. Let's see what Desiree can make happen here.
Sweepers on it.
Ooh, I don't know
They're
if
gonna
this
get
was
it by. Looks a little bit light. It might have made it there if it didn't feather the upper guard there, but
yeah, it was very close. Still an okay result. They can use that blue guard, and it's doing a good job of protecting that blue one for now.
yeah, they can definitely use it for an angle raise.
But after this shot, I imagine that it will be a very lonely blue rock in the house. And that's not what you want to see when you don't have the hammer.
Mm-hmm. Looks like there's some discussion at the hack end, but Sarah's going to make the throw.
There's another setup shot here. Kind of freeze, maybe a little bump on the red one. This one has got a lot of way to go to get to the red.
Weight looks great. Just the angle they're trying to get here. And just a slight bump. Just a slight bump.
Yeah, super close on that one. Not what they're hoping for, but I don't think it's a catastrophic tap off there. It's not like they left a slash double or anything like that.
Sturmay is still sitting second rock. With Team Brown on the button, covering the pin.
Looks like Team Sturmay is going to attempt to hit and roll directly under the center guard. Get a nice angle on that red one and remove the stone that was just thrown. Kill two birds with one curling stone, so to speak.
This is close. Nice shot. Oh, rolled just a little bit, probably a little bit further than they would liked.
Yeah,
but still a great shot nonetheless.
Does the main job, and they might even be able to use that blue rock later on. It's peeking out just a bit on the left side of the house as you're looking at it. And the battle of the angles continues. Sweepers were working hard, but it's looking good now. Oh, did they overcook it? Oh, maybe stopped just in time. I don't know.
Could have maybe used just a little bit more of a curl. Just maybe another quarter rock.
Yeah, really, really close. I think
because now it looks
angle,
like yeah, you can jam on the red on the button possibly.
Yeah, I think the one on the button. Oh, it's close. You know, there's only really one way to find out, but that one on the button might go. The silver lining, though, that top 4 red, kind of in the middle, does jam on the side blue now. With the angle, if you were to hit the outside red. So this could be very interesting.
Danielle coming down to take a look at her next shot.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. You know, there's all sorts of things that can happen here. It's good as a thrower to sometimes see the angles.
Visualize it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Sometimes, I'm sure our viewers back home are watching, and sometimes, you know, when you're sitting in the hack, you can't fully see what the skip sees.
Yep.
And it's important to know what the call is.
And you don't want to waste too much time, you know, especially if you're on time clocks. But it's still valuable to do once in a while.
No time clocks in this game. It's the only game going on, the women's final. Tonight we'll have some more men's games, and tomorrow we'll have the championship men's game.
That's so lots more curling action, folks. This isn't it for today. Got some special Monday action coming your way.
What's the call looking like here, Ryan?
So hard to say exactly. I can't imagine there's any good that can come from hitting the blue into the reds. So, well, it might be a good angle at the end of the day.
It looks like
As
they
long
might
as
be
you get
doing
the one on the button.
Yeah, the angle raise in towards the button.
Yeah, that middle red rock is just a little too dangerous, so they want to
Page on
deal
the
with
sweeping
that.
here, trying to hold the line.
Oh, I think this is going into the blue one.
Just over curled. Now it opens up that intern side.
Yeah, not what they were looking for.
I'm not too sure, yeah.
But, there's nothing that really jumps out at me as a great shot for Team Brown here. If you hit the red rock that they can see past the guards, all of the reds are going in all kinds of different directions. And that'll leave Team Sturmay with a come around after the dust settles. So they're looking at continuing to do some setup shots, maybe jiggle those around a bit.
Jiggle it around, yeah.
Try to get the blue a little more open.
Brown does have hammer this end. And like Danielle last shot, Aaron is coming down to take a look.
Yep. I think that's fair. Both teams get a chance to look. Are there timeouts in this event?
I think there's timeouts.
Sounds good. I'm not sure about Team Brown, but Team Sturmay's got an excellent coach, Ted Appleman. You might be able to see him a little bit when you look through the window at the home end while people are throwing. And he brings a lot of experience to the team as well. A very accomplished men's curler in Alberta.
Looks like a decision has been made. It looks like they might be corner freezing on the blue one.
I think they're doing a hit and roll on this one. So idea, roll into a corner freeze.
Yep.
And if they hit it just right, they might be able to sneak that blue rock through the middle of the reds. I'm not sure that's what they're going for, but that is a possibility here.
Sarah on the sweep, trying to hold the line. Just noses it. Just slightly off nose. But you're right, that was the call. Leaves one lonely blue now in the house.
Yeah, it may be lonely, but it's surrounded by some friendly red rocks. I think the blue rock's feeling pretty safe at the moment. Oh, the sweepers were on the wrong side. You don't see that very often. But yeah, that's what Selena was laughing about just now. So now Team Sturmay is going to try the same shot. Roll into the side of the reds.
This time, hopefully, pushing the red rock on the pin off. Page holding the line here. Gets the hit, roll, and kicks that red one off the pin.
Oh, awesome shot.
Great shot. Team Sturmay now, shot rock.
Let's see this one more time. It gets a little curl at the end, an excellent angle, right into the blue rock. They did get slightly unlucky with the angles that they left, though. The red top 4 is sandwiched in between the blues. And I think if you hit the right blue as you're looking at it on the long camera view on your screen, I think both blues go. It's not an easy shot.
Nope.
You gotta throw it pretty hard, bring the heat. But if you do that, there will be a red rock sitting top 4, dead buried.
It's been a pretty aggressive end.
It sure has. Yeah.
A lot of drawing, a lot of angle play.
Yeah, they're really going toe to toe here. It's exciting to watch. And I'm not 100% sure what they settled on, but I think it's a softer shot, still wanting to get the angles in their favor. And my shot with the slash, you're only going to sit 1 after that, but the softer shot, they might have a chance for 2, 3, maybe even 4 later on.
Sweeper's just cleaning it, trying to get some extra curl out of it. Just to jiggle some rocks around here. And hits one of their red to the back of the playing area, right on the back line.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that result. I think it's pretty close to what they were trying, but they don't have a whole lot of options right now. That Sturmay could just throw a high guard on what they can see of the red rock, and I don't think they have much after that.
Now, would you want to guard your rock on the intern side? Or it looks, which is what they're looking at, or would you want to guard the red bump on the outturn?
Yeah, the players can see everything just a little bit better, but I would lean towards guarding the red rock. I'm not sure you can see enough of the blue to have a good result out of it, but you can definitely hit enough of that red rock to get the blue off the button.
Guards are relatively high. You can get around those.
Yep. But based on where the ice is, I believe it is an intern guard.
Selena's first rock here in the second end. Danielle on the rock, trying to hold line. Now they're just cleaning.
This is diving towards the center line. I don't know if it's going to guard much of anything.
Sorry, that was Paige that was sweeping there. Danielle's holding the broom.
Well, I think it did enough to take away what they're worried about. It's hard to throw any weight at the blue in the house. You could still get there with a lighter weight, maybe a hack shot.
Do you think Corryn has enough to do a nose raise?
On the one that was just thrown?
No, on the one on the blue in the center. Onto the reds.
They not onto the reds, but they can definitely get it onto the tighter blue rock and then onto the reds. Oh, I must admit, I'm a little surprised. I thought at least one of the teams would be a little more worried about or go for that lighter weight red tap.
Sarah sweeping this to hold line. And it just touches the rock that Team Sturmay threw.
All right, so this will be interesting. See which rock is Team Sturmay more worried about. And I'm still feeling pretty good about leaving that blue one open, but I think the red one is Team Brown's path to scoring 1 here.
I suppose guarding it on the intern side, guarding the blues, you get rid of the double, where you would give up 3 or 2 or 3. Whereas if you go on the outturn side, you're only maybe giving up 1.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's the thinking behind theirs, but I don't think they can see enough to make a double on that
Fair.
with
Yep.
any amount of weight.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like they're leaning more towards the outturn now. Selena looking really hard at the intern. Can they see enough of the blue rock? Broom's not down quite yet. Still looking. And they have settled on guarding the outturn side now.
What's curling without changing your shot when you're in the hack?
Exactly. That's what it's all about. Because you can see it better from down there than in the house when you're a skip.
Different perspective. Different perspective,
That is
right?
very true, yeah. The house always looks different when it's turned around.
Page with it clean. And Selena's final rock kind of rests halfway. That basically blocks the shooter, Corryn's final rock, to go on the red. She'll have to play a raise if she wants to hit the reds.
Well, if she makes contact with the red one, I believe it will be a score of at least 1 for red. Maybe 2 if she can hit it just right and move the second blue out of the way.
Doesn't have to move it too much. Or if you just hit it right in between the crotch of those 2 rocks. Final rock of the second end. Corryn Brown is playing a run back. This is close. Didn't quite come up enough. And it's a steal of 1 again for Team Sturmay. Two nothing for Team Sturmay after 2 in the Crestwood Platinum Anniversary Showdown Women's Championship Final. This event is also sponsored by Bassett Petroleum. Proudly supporting this great event, Bassett Petroleum Distributors Limited is a Northern Aboriginal-owned company serving communities across Alberta and the Northwest Territories. Specializing in bulk fuel transportation, petroleum, and lubrication distribution, Bassett is committed to delivering reliability, safety, and top-notch service in the harshest conditions. Bassett Petroleum was more than a fuel supplier. They are part of the community. And as you can see in the far end there, Bassett Petroleum's logo is on the left side.
They're a big supporter of curling here in Alberta, which is really good to see. All right. A lot of the times when team is up 2, you'll see them draw into the house, but Why fix it if it isn't broken? Center guards worked very nicely for Team Sturmay to steal both the first and second ends of this game. And we're getting right into it here with the corner guard.
Yeah, I believe this is the first corner guard of the game. These are 8N games. Page's second rock of the third end. Sweepers on it, trying to get it around, and they just touch it.
Yeah, I think line was looking really good there. Just maybe a hair down on the weight. Really, really close. And Samantha Fisher with a very nice come around on that one.
And Selena electing to go around her center guard.
Yeah, they threw it, and darn it, they are going to use it. Page trying to curl this one over. Yeah, a little deep, but a nice result. The main thing they wanted to do is get it buried on
Fully
that
buried,
one.
yep. Even
a little bit over buried, so Team Brown didn't have the chance to come down, tap it out, and sit two. Job well done.
Sarah Colton with her first, trying to follow Team Sturmay down. Wonderful shot. Still leaves room for another rock that can fit into the button there.
Yeah, the pin is open.
Pin is open, yeah.
This is a key shot. Tolerance on this one is definitely light. If you're a little bit light, top house, you're not going to sit shot rock, but Team Brown won't have a chance to get another rock in there so easily. If you bounce off, big trouble. They're going to put one right top button, and they're getting at least two this end. If that happens, I'm calling it. But like the excellent curler Desiree is, she's on the right side of the tolerance, and that rock can be promoted later in the end. And Curtis, how do you get your 2 points here? Those Blues are in a pretty good spot right now.
Yeah, the Blues are definitely in the control zone. That is the front of the house. And looks like Corryn wants to get a piece of that control zone. So it looks like she's getting Sarah's second rock just to peel off the top rock there. Looks like they're running it back. And a wonderful shot.
Yeah, that's... Oh. Yeah.
You can just see it pick both those rocks out.
Excellent. Not only that, I think there's room to get between the guards now and do a little takeout.
Also worthy to note, they replaced that blue rock in the front of the house to a red rock. So as you said earlier, can be promoted, right?
Yep. That's a good point.
Danielle's first rock.
Yeah, Team Sturmay really getting into it here, and that's what happens when you throw a center guard on the first one. But as long as you make your shots, it's no problem. It's just a little bit more risk they're taking on. Because if Team Brown makes all their shots, they got a lot of guards to work with here.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful freeze. Oh, not quite a freeze. There is some gap there, but a wonderful shot nonetheless, right to the top four.
Yeah, those are some good angles.
Team Brown's third, Aaron Pincott's first rock of the third end.
And another run back. Oh my. So close. Just about clipped the back one. Well, if they let that curl up another millimeter, they get both blues, sit 3. Really good attempt. Still a darn good shot.
Very good
shot. They got the blue out of the way. That was the dangerous rock. And now there is definitely room to come hit through the middle there.
Danielle here trying to go around that center red and try and bury it. Basically trying to replace the rock that was just removed.
So this is a more precise shot. If she's fully on the center line, there is a juicy double takeout for Team Brown.
Wonderful rock once again.
Now we're going to see through the hole here. Yeah, some warning bells might be ringing for Team Sturmay here. If Team Brown can ever get a double takeout, it's going to be 3 or 4 points.
Pincott's second shot of this end. Looks like a softer tap, softer hit.
Softer tap, a little outwards on release though, looks like.
Trying to curl it in a little bit. Can they get past the guard there? Just past the guard. And hits the blue between the two reds. The shooter still sticks around. That could be important later on too.
That's huge. So what is Team Sturmay going to do? They could keep coming around the center guard. That might be an okay option as long as you don't leave a double takeout. That would be pretty catastrophic now that there are 3 reds in the rings. You also don't really want to guard because it's a tough shot, but Team Brown does have the angle run back for 4 points. Hit the red corner guard.
There's too many things
onto the button.
Yeah, there's too many things to guard.
Yeah. So Looks like they're going to come top house again around the red. Another option would be to play a soft weight shot on the 8-foot red that's behind the corner guard. Just kind of draw down to it, tap it back a little bit. But they don't know that path very well at the moment. Both teams have been mostly throwing to center, so I don't blame them for playing the shot they know. The sweepers know how to manage it and put it right into the top of the house.
The last two shots were the same, so like you said, same slide path.
Yep.
Sweepers just cleaning it right now. Might be just a little bit heavy. But it pulls up very nicely.
Yeah, that's a pretty good shot. That's directly behind the guard.
Fully buried, yeah.
Yep. No double here. And Corryn is looking at that straight run back. If she can ever make it, she's going to sit 4. Oh, she was very close on the run back last end. Let's see what she's got here.
Throwing some weight at this here.
More like a peel now. Ooh.
I'm not sure that helped them too much, other than just possibly just moving that guard off the blue on the top 4.
Yeah, I think they got room for a double now if you can squeak by the guard. But
on the intern side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta get very close to that guard. But like I mentioned last time, the bad news is your team is not up to throw. I think they're going to be looking at 3 blues, and I don't know if there will be a triple on them.
Looks like Selena wants to go right next to her current blue on there and force Corryn to take 1.
Yeah, that would do the trick.
Team Sturmay's final rock of this 3rd end. Looking to block the draw for deuce for brown. Sweeper's just heavy cleaning it right now. I think that was a little bit shorter than they wanted to, but it does block part of the slide path to the button.
Yeah, it makes Corryn's shot a whole heck of a lot harder. I think she does have the out-turn draw if she wants it to the edge of the button.
Not an easy shot, by the way.
No. I'm not a big fan of this lightweight double attempt, though. If you stick the blue directly onto the red one, that's another steal.
That's an, yep.
I personally would lean towards the out turn draw. No risk with that shot. And I think they're both a similar difficulty, but they may know this path a little bit better, and if they think it's an easier shot for 2, that like 2 is very important here to get back into the game, even things up.
Final rock of the third end. Corryn Brown. Fisher on it, trying to get a little bit more curl out of the rock. Wonderful shot.
Fantastic.
Wonderful shot for 2.
We're all tied up, folks. I'll see it come in there nicely. Just enough curl by the guard. Picture perfect.
After 3 ends, it is 2-2 in this championship final at the Crestwood Curling Club in Edmonton.
And Platinum is 70th anniversary. Is that, I believe? That's what I see on the logo there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know.
This is the 70th anniversary of the Crestwood Curling Club.
Yeah, if you're ever in the Crestwood Curling Club, you can go upstairs and you can look at photos of the building actually getting constructed.
Yeah, it's pretty darn cool. It's a great facility. Also a great lounge upstairs to get some good food, as well as drinks, and just hang out with some friends. So, my grandpa used to play here at the Crestwood way back in the 70s, I believe.
Oh,
and
wow.
He was telling me at that time the ice maker lived upstairs.
Oh, wow.
They might have even had a couple more apartments up there. So there's lots of history in this building.
I was a level 1 ice maker out in Sherwood Park for about 5-6 years.
Sweet.
And I didn't literally live at the rink, but I was there so much.
Right.
And you're a little rink rat when you do that, so you might as well live there if you can, right?
Absolutely. No commute, yes please. Let me see.
Corryn asks for a tight guard, and a tight guard was delivered. Even though Team Sturmay is from Edmonton and their travel isn't as great as Corryn Brown's, they still have sponsorship.
Well, I assure you, they travel for lots of
They
other
travel
events.
for a lot of other events. Their sponsors include WOW Lightning, Earth Drilling, M&P, Aquatech, EnviroShred, Menard Financial, Integration Pilates, KS Manufacturing, BP's Westmount, and Hardline.
Look at that come around from Paige Papley. We'll see it in a minute here. It's just about perfect. Dead behind the guard. Looks kind of like a mixed doubles end. The handles are lined up so perfectly.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Do you play mixed doubles, Ryan?
I have previously played with my sister, she was actually in this event. That's who we were commentating yesterday. But she's in the U of A program now, and they pair up within that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not currently playing mixed doubles. Pretty busy with my regular team schedule.
Fair enough,
Perhaps in the future. Team Sturmay deciding to ignore what's going on in the middle. Gonna try to see if they can get their second point out to the side. Keep things a little bit simpler. which is fair enough after watching Team Brown give up steals in ends 1 and 2. I'm sure they don't want to give it right back to them.
Sturmay sitting 2 with 1 out in the wings.
I think just 1 for now.
Just 1? Oh, yep, you're right. Yep.
It's close.
From behind the glass, it looks like 2, but from the top down, definitely 1. Looks like Corryn wants to kind of hit and hide.
And if Team Sturmay can keep Team Brown busy on the side, then they could just draw for their 2 later on. So Team Brown is going to have to make a move at some point.
Fisher trying to hold this rock. Just over curling just a little bit, and there is no roll.
All right, Selena looking at the hit and roll here. Bit of a team discussion back and forth. Oh, they're going hard on this one at the end. Got to hold it. Oh, nice
Great
job.
shot.
Excellent. You couldn't draw one there.
No.
So you got to hit and roll. You get one right on the back.
Just caught a little piece of their blue to help them slow down,
yes.
and just direct it straight back behind all the guards.
I don't know how good Team Brown is feeling out of force anymore. They might be eyeing for a blank at this point. Just get rid of the blues. I'd hate to give 2 right back after tying it up in the 3rd end.
Sarah Colton's first rock. Or sorry, second rock.
Boom, boom, boom. Nice shot. That's very well done. Now Team Sturmay's got to deal with some red rocks. I'm not sure the double takeout was there on the last one, so I don't think you could have made it much better than that. One, two. Desiree made a beautiful takeout on her first shot. Can she do it again here? Yes, she can.
Nice double. And
Double takeout.
Rolls right in front of her own rock. That does leave a double back, but the red rock will roll out into the open. I guess they could get around. They can get it to the inside as well to roll behind.
Ooh, you'd hate to flirt with a guard and just clip it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
because then you allow
there's a little room there.
Yeah, because if you do clip it, you allow Selena to put up even a better guard and their color.
And you don't often see a center guard thrown by the team with hammer, but I think this is one of those situations you would, because they're just so perfectly placed on the center line. If you draw to the wing, they're just going to double them off.
Fisher trying to hold the line here, and they do get the double. They do get the double. Rock stays in play, but effectively out of the rings.
No, I foresee a double jam.
Selena content to just remove the red rock in the top 8.
Yeah, they would have loved 2 points here, but it's not shaping up that way, so they're going to accept a blank in the 4th end here. If they can stick this one around, it's got to sit in the house, or you give Team Brown a chance to come around. Oh. So now you can jam on that one.
The double jam you're talking about, right?
Yes, that's the first one, or half a jam on that one. But there's a bit of room now. You never know.
Aaron Pincott's second rock this end. Trying to wrap it around their guard. Sweepers on it. Looks a little light. The Sweeper's trying to get it to in the house, just to be in scoring position. And it sits just outside.
Interesting shot, though. Those are very usable red rocks. Short tap back,
Yep.
You can get into the 4-foot.
Or even a split.
Yeah, it could be a split for a force. Even a run back if Danielle makes a nice come around here.
Sweeper's now on it. Trying to hold line and wait to get around the guard.
You really got to get past the other team's rock. You can't clip them into the house.
And just slightly bumps it and rolls into the house. Just the biter.
It's very interesting. You default to nosing that blue rock, which is a really good shot. But if you're really feeling it, you could play a tap on that center red. But I like just nosing this one. I think it's the safe call. And then you'll have a pretty good wall of reds, and you can most definitely tap on the next shot.
It looks like that Corryn wants to just touch that top one, that the red just outside the rings. They want to touch that just in a little bit.
That would be really good, yeah.
As a bonus.
Yep.
Her first rock of this 4th end. Sarah Colton on the outside sweeping, trying to get a little more curl out of that rock.
Really want to get to the nose. Pretty good shot.
Not terrible. Like you said, you got 3 rocks that you have options to raise up. It looks like Selena wants to go behind the 2 staggered guards to eliminate one of the raises, but angles anyways.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
These teams are so good that it's hard to hide behind anything.
It sure is. But they're not so good that they're not afraid of coming through the middle of those reds. That would be a little bit scary. You touch either one and it's in the house. So they're going to play to the open side. Just keep things simple. No need to play a harder shot than you have to.
Selena's first rock of this fourth end. Paige now trying to curl the rock in a little bit more.
It's really trying to get in there.
Just a little heavy as well.
Well, opportunity now for Corryn if she can get one behind those reds.
Looks like Corryn's trying to go for the steal here.
Might as well try.
Because otherwise you would just hit that blue.
Yep. No, we're not here to see a blank end.
Nope.
We want some exciting curling action, and that's what we're getting here.
Team Brown's final stone of this fourth end. Both these teams played against each other in pool play, with Corryn Brown winning.
And this is way out there. Is it even going to get in front of the blue rock? Oh dear.
They're not even shot.
That is not going to do the trick, giving Selena the same shot twice in a row. I have a good feeling she's going to put this one in nicely into the 8-foot.
Full 12 is all you need for a deuce for Team Sturmay. Final rock of this fourth end. Selena Sturmay looking to get 2 and go up 4-2 in this women's championship final. She just needs full 12. Sweepers are on it.
Line's looking really nice.
They just need full 12. Sweepers working really hard.
And no problem.
And they
An
get
excellent
it.
sweep from the front end.
4-2 Sturmay after 4 ends. This game has been a lot of opportunities, capitalizing on opportunities.
Absolutely.
Gator Construction Group is thrilled to be part of this event and offers design, build, construction services. Gator also has concrete restoration, coating, and hydro demolition robot divisions and services all Western Canada. Head to gatorbuilt.ca to learn more. Our next feature game, Team Dunbar, is also sponsored by Gator Construction, which sponsors this event. Paige Papley to start off the 5th end. Team Sturmay electing to go into the house. Top 4. Lead Samantha Fisher. Throwing a corner guard here. And Selena with a center guard to guard the rock that was previously thrown.
And I did just check to confirm as well, as we were discussing earlier. I was in the 2015 Direct Horizontal Throwing Classic. So
Was
very,
it 20,
very small
2015 or 2015-16 or 2014-15?
2014-15.
Okay, yes. That was actually my last season on the tour, I believe.
Sweet.
I played for Team Usselman.
Yeah, Tom's a good guy.
I remember we didn't have the greatest year, but we had a lot of fun. So
Sweet.
that was
That's ultimately what it's all about. That's,
yeah.
That's what you want to win, of course, especially if you're going competitive. And winning is fun, so that's definitely part of it.
Absolutely, yeah. After playing for Thomas, I actually went on to play for Andrew Dunbar, who is our next feature game.
Oh, very good. And let's take another look at this. Just a absolutely perfect roll behind the guard. From the hack, you could not see a millimeter of that. There's a slight angle, but because the hack is a little bit offset from where the guard is, so that's just an excellent roll.
Desiree's first rock here.
Yeah, trying to follow them down. And excellent shot right down to the face.
Shot. Fully buried as well. It looks like Corryn wants to go to the wings, but they're discussing another possibility.
Yeah, she might be worried that blue's in a really good spot and set up an angle on it, just where her broom is now. That could be a good shot. Yeah, it's been a real treat to watch these two teams face off so far, and it will continue to be over the next few ends. They throw lots of setup shots. It's not about sitting 2 at the moment. It's about how can I set myself up to sit 2, 3, or maybe even more.
That's right. It's not always about being shot in your next shot. It's about being shot rock at after the final rock.
Exactly.
Just a little tight on that last shot there, rubbing against the blue guard. Opening it up a little bit. If you're Selena, are you concerned that it opened up a little bit?
I don't think they'd be too worried, because if they want, they could just plug the hole back up. But being up 2 points, I'm not sure that's what they would want to go after. I feel like they might try to move that red one out of the way.
From the top-down view, it doesn't look like a whole lot of room, but
no.
from the hack view, there's definitely a lot of room you can get in there.
Yeah, and I suspect they're not playing it just because the Blues, both of them would roll away from the center line after you make the hit. And they're not so keen to open up the forefoot completely. They're pretty happy where that blue one is right now. Team Brown has got to deal with it.
Team Sturmay electing to go around all the rocks. Oh. And just squeaks by.
Oh, I think it grazed on that one. I don't know. I wonder if we can see that one more time. That was an excellent sweep. Oh,
it might have just touched it. Yeah. Might have just touched it just by a hair, and it still curled even after that.
Yep.
Fully buried. Team Brown looking to follow right down.
Sarah with a nice throw. Pretty close early on. The sweepers are liking it. Can they get it there? Oh.
Just a little light. Line looked great.
Yeah. There wasn't much tolerance on that one.
Nope.
It was a pretty precise shot. That's not going to do them any good. In fact, that is definitely going to help Team Sturmay. It's a bit staggered, and it's overlapped the blue a little bit. They don't have any room to promote that red onto the back blue. So this is big trouble. I'm smelling a steal here for now. But they still have a bit of time to clean things up, redecorate the house. But Sturmay is going to be pretty content to just plug it up, throw another guard.
Danielle's first rock of this fifth end. And a nice high guard, just to block any raises.
Yeah, very well placed. These angles are not looking too hot for Team Brown right now. The Reds are all going away from the center line. Or away from the button, I should say.
Yeah, me and you, Ryan, we're sitting on the home end side and looking at the far side. It doesn't look like a whole lot, even from the shooter's hack.
Yeah. It's scary. They gotta move something in the top of the house if they want a good chance to score even just one here.
Looks like they're electing for a double peel here.
Yeah, I think that's a good option. It opens up the center, and you have a decent chance of driving the blue straight back into the house.
Correct, yeah.
And get those bad angles out of the way.
Aaron Pincott's first rock of this end. Throwing a little weight. Sarah on the rock.
I think that's an excellent shot.
Definitely opens it up.
Because that red top 8, it was your color, but it wasn't helping you much. It was in the way of the draw path, so I think they're going to be pleased with that. I wouldn't be surprised if Team Sturmay just plays the simple shot,
Replaces
that red rock.
Or would you replace a guard?
You could. A little worrying now because you can't guard both the draw and the lightweight hit. Well, I suppose you could if you bring it in really tight, like top 12 where her broom is now. But if you don't make it really good, they're going to have some sort of finesse shot to get to that blue one. So the safe shot is just to hit that, but you're probably not stealing if you do that, but that's okay. It really depends how they're feeling on this outturn path. Like that top 12 would be a really good result. Looks like they're going to go for the open hit.
Just a heavy clean there, a little bit of direction, a little sweeping just to try and get, and perfect shot.
That little curl at the end from Paige there. Nicely lined up.
And avoids the jam.
But I guess the question is it a little too nice? What do you think? Is there a triple takeout?
We will find
it's hard
out.
To say. Looks like they're going for it.
Aaron throwing a little bit of heat here.
A very nice clean throw. This one's looking really close. I think she's got a triple. Boom, boom, boom.
Moves a lot of rocks.
Excellent shot. We might even see a blank now. Wouldn't that be something?
And Brown is sitting 1. Team Sturmay looking to remove the red rock from shot position and sit 2. Ideally, you don't want to roll behind the house or behind the guards. And just a simple nose hit to sit 2.
No problem.
Corryn looking to maybe hit and roll behind some of those guards there. Maybe hope for a mistake in Selena's last rock.
Looks like they're going for the roll in front of the blue rock. Not quite gonna get there.
We could still see a blank here, Ryan.
Definitely could. Yeah, Selena's really going to want to stick around here. And ideally not leave a double, though Corryn could play a double for the blank. Those are always a little gutsy, though. If you don't get the blank, you've just given up a steal.
There's always a double going to be given. It's just how difficult will that double be, right?
Right.
And or if you force Corryn to stick around after the double.
Yep.
But we will see what Selena does on her final stone of this fifth end. Or her final stone of this fifth end. Corryn has hammer.
Looked a little outwards on release to me. Is he going to stick around? Oh, just in time.
Just enough to sit two. Corryn now looking for a double to...
I believe just the open hit.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because otherwise you would stick around anyways. No reason to have additional risk of rolling out and giving up.
Selena's shot was very nice. Good result. They're going to be very happy with the force here. Now if Team Brown wants to win this game, at some point they are either going to need to score 3 or more points in one end, or they're going to have to steal a point. Because if Team Sturmay gets 1 in the 6th end, they'll be up 5-3 if she makes this open hit, of course. And then if Team Brown gets 2 back, they'll be tied after 7, and they'll have to steal the win. Oh no.
And
I may have spoken too soon.
Corryn rolls out. So another steal for Selena Sturmay in the 5th end. 5-2 after 5. Another sponsor of the Crestwood Platinum Anniversary Showdown is the RMC Group, is locally owned and operated, proudly supporting the local community for over 30 years. The RMC Group prides itself in providing a portfolio of products and services to the construction industry. The heart of the group being ready mixed concrete, supplying any concrete requirement you may have. RMC has grown over the years to offer products and services such as aggregates, precast items, residential flatwork and foundation packages, screw piles, fabricated brackets, construction materials, fiberglass rebar, and dry bulk transportation. The RMC Group is committed to the highest level of service, quality, and safety within support of its local community. We are proud to sponsor this event as we continue our local support. First rock of the 6th end goes top 8.
Yeah, so we saw earlier in the game Team Sturmay throwing up those center guards when they were up 1, even 2 points. But now they have decided they have enough of a lead. It's time to go into the house. Keep things a bit more simple. They don't need any more points. They just want to restrict Team Brown's ability to get points. And no surprise, corner guard from Team Brown. We try to generate some offense to the side to make sure the center's still open for the last shot.
The winner of this championship final goes home with $5,000, and the runner-up goes home with $3,000. In a very difficult event. There were some top quality teams in this event.
Absolutely, including Team Fujisawa from Japan, the third highest ranked women's team in the world. So this truly, and also a team from Minnesota, Team Strauss from the US, so a truly international event. It's been a wonderful few days of curling here. And the men are starting to build momentum too with their playoffs starting tomorrow.
Brown trying to go around the corner guard that they had previously set up. Trying at least to get a deuce this end.
Pretty good, but they're showing a piece. I'm guessing looks like a thin half from the hack. It'll be interesting to see if they play it now. It's still a free guard zone, so they don't have the extra tolerance of being able to hit the guard if they are a little bit tight. But they are going to go after it on this shot. Ideally get it out of the house, but even if you push it into the full 12 wide open, that's a darn good shot. You'll sit 3 and have an open hit later on.
Just a heavy clean at this point. Switching now to try and get more curl.
Yeah, they're confident they're by the guard. Time to get as much curl as they can. Will it be enough to get it out?
Pushes it just full 12.
Yeah.
And like you said, sitting 3.
Yeah, that's an excellent result.
Corryn just trying to replace that rock. Remember, every rock in the house counts the same. So, Corryn with her this second rock trying to bury in the house. Looks like a nice rock. Right to the tee line. Nice throw.
But is it good enough? I think Desiree can see a very similar chunk as the last shot. And now, like I said, on the previous shot, they have a bit of extra tolerance. They can rub the guard, which would be okay, and then they would even maybe spin into the house. Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, you could probably go for the double, and then if you hit the guard, it won't matter either.
Well, it's
Or are they
little
coming?
Scary to hit the guard because it'll be going towards the
I guess they would be
blues.
doing the in turn. They were doing the out turn. It would be a harder double. Yeah.
It's close to the guard, but yeah, you could go after it.
Selena plays down the broom. It looks like they are going for the double.
I'm a little surprised since Desiree just threw the shot, they wouldn't want to do the same thing. But the double is a good opportunity as well.
Desiree's second shot, looking for a double.
And this
It's
one's
close.
just gonna hit it close
And it
to the
just
nose.
touches. But it pushes the red right out into the open.
Yeah, so see it again here. It's just floating a bit. Needed to get a bit closer to the guard, but like you just said, it's good enough. It moves the red wide open. Here goes Sarah looking for another corner come around. Maybe get a nice angle on the blue that was just thrown.
Team Brown just trying to get rocks in play that is very difficult to remove. And this is a great shot. You got a blue there that would have some jamming possibilities.
Even guards the red a little bit.
Guards the red a little bit, yeah.
Not a very difficult takeout, but makes it harder.
Selena looking to sacrifice one of her rocks to get the red. She is up 3, so at this point, strong defense.
Looks like
or they
based
go
on
just
the
going
broom
straight.
depth, they're
Going straight for it.
yeah.
Yeah. She tapped the blue earlier, so
That might be a plan B though.
Yep,
If it's
if
a little bit
wide.
outside,
Yep.
could do that easily.
Daniel's first rock of this 6th end. And straight peels it.
You could call Danielle a magician because she just made that rock disappear.
Team Brown just trying to reconfigure some of the rocks in the house. Maybe get a little bump and roll inwards. Didn't quite get the action that they would like.
Yeah, if Danielle hits this just right, the blue might be going towards the other red that is currently behind the corner guard. It's not quite going to do that, just on the nose. That will do.
They're perfectly happy, okay with trading rocks.
I don't know, I smell triple takeout. If you hit those two blues pretty close to the middle, you'll get the one on the forefoot as well.
Corryn was just looking at if her red rock was 3rd shot. It looks like it is. Maybe it looks like it's blue. Blue might be sitting 3.
But if you triple them out, they won't be sitting 3 anymore. I'm not sure that's a good shot. I just like to see rocks fly. The problem with the triple is the blue would hit the blue in the forefoot out, but then it would roll into the other blue and it would still sit shot rock, I think, over on the side.
Yes. It'd kick it out horizontal.
Yeah. But you're still be getting closer to your deuce.
Erin Pincott here with her final stone to this end.
It's good enough to sit second.
And it pushed that outside rock so that the red is now sitting second.
They're looking hard at this situation.
What do you think they're discussing, Ryan? Where the shooter ends up?
Yeah, maybe possibly some other shots as well. They might have been looking at even drawing in somewhere, but being up 3 on the scoreboard, I think playing this takeout makes a lot of sense. Run, Paige, run. So not a lot of ice on this one. Like, we're gonna see some heat. This one is floating. It might be rolling in the other direction. Misses the blue, so that's good.
Now Corryn Brown looking for a double to sit to. Behind
big,
cover.
Big opportunity. This could turn the game right on its head.
If this double is made, then Sturmay is going to have to go for it. Go for one of the rocks on the side.
It would maybe even better if she just rolls into the side of the blue rock. That blue is pretty nice backing right now for the red. It's top 8. You double them both off, and Selena can just pick one of the reds out, no problem. But if you roll right behind where that red one is right now, she's going to have a trickier shot to keep this Team Brown to 2 points.
Samantha Fisher trying to get a little more curl in this. And a wonderful shot.
Oh, just excellent. Curling it over and just enough into the blue behind the corner guard.
Like you said, Ryan.
Awesome.
Just right on top of that blue. Both fully buried.
I think they can see a piece.
A piece, yeah.
Maybe
from
a
the
third
hack,
of
from
a
the
rock.
hack. Yeah.
Enough to go for. There's no good draw here. There's nothing to bury around.
Yeah. And like I said, right, like because Team Brown is sitting 2, Team Sturmay has to go for this rock. Final rock for Selena Sturmay in the 6th end. throwing some weight at this rock. Sweepers kind of back off.
Oh, it doesn't have anything.
And they miss. Unfortunate. So Corryn Brown, on her final rock in this 6th end, has a chance to pick up a 3 spot and tie the game at 5.
Yeah, what a great opportunity here. Get right back in it. How the turntables.
Final rock from Corryn Brown. Sweepers on it. Trying to pull this rock to get a piece of the 8-foot to score 3. Aaron Pincott comes out to help out, but it comes up short. A bit of a miss opportunity to tie the game here. Corryn Brown picks up 2 in the 6th end. Sturmay leads 5-4 after 6.
Yeah, at this level, when you're given opportunities like that, you gotta pounce on them. That could come back to bite them.
Sturmay still has hammer in the 7th end here, so they are in good shape. But anything can happen. This event is also sponsored by Everlast Plumbing and Heating. Everlast Plumbing and Heating is proud to sponsor this event and support our local community. With over 13 years of experience servicing Central and Northern Alberta, we are dedicated to providing safe, reliable, and top-quality plumbing, heating, and gas fitting services. At Everlast, we're committed to both ensuring client satisfaction and safety on every project. Your trusted source for all things plumbing and heating. Samantha Fisher with a nice halfway center guard. Paige Papley trying to go around.
And a great team shot. Very well managed from the line and the weight. Paige with an excellent come around that center guard. Just nibbling the top of the 4-foot.
And Team Brown putting up 2 center guards. Second a tight one.
They're going all in. They really want to steal here. But they don't want to go for broke just yet. You know, forcing Team Sturmay to 1 is acceptable here in the 7th end. But how you're going to get back in the game is some good steals here.
Yep.
And just wicks off the second center guard. But a great result nonetheless.
Everything is down the middle again.
Yeah, that seems to be a pretty common theme for many of the ends of this game.
Sarah Colton with her first rock of the 7th end. Trying to go around all of the rocks. Right to the button. Wonderful shot.
Awesome. Couldn't have drawn it up much better than that. Just by the blue one. Excellent. Well, with such a beautiful shot as that, I believe this is my time to go. Unfortunately, have a commitment. Agreed to watch an old movie with my grandpa at the historic Garneau Theater at 7 o'clock. I've got to head over there, get some popcorn, enjoy the action, but it's been a pleasure working with you, Curtis.
Yeah, it was a pleasure calling these past 2 games. Well, not the past 2 games. We called 2 games together.
Totally. Well, let's take one more look at this. An absolutely fantastic shot to clean things up.
Leaves the house
Well,
completely empty.
Yeah, it does give Team Brown a chance to get another one in there, but a lot of rocks moving on that one. But yes, it has been a pleasure, and this is Ryan Jakes signing off.
Oh, thank you, Ryan, for...
We did a good job for you today, and lots of exciting action, of course, on this curling ice. So it's good to see. So take care, everyone, and Curtis, we'll let you keep going with the game. But I gotta sign off. Have a good one.
Thank you, Ryan, for calling this game with me and calling your sister's game against Selena yesterday. Pleasure calling games with you. And we'll see you on the tour. Erin Pincott with her first rock. Trying to draw in. Sweepers are leaving it right now. It's got a long ways to move. And a great weight shot right to the pin. I think they might have preferred to have it a little bit higher up, but nonetheless, good shot. Continuing the thirds, first shot of this end. Danielle Schmiemann looking to just bump this out. Page switching to the other side, trying to get some extra curl into this rock. And the bump is made. Doesn't fully remove the rock, but it allows for potential jam possibilities in the future. Aaron is now trying to hit and roll. Hit and roll behind cover. Rock has to move a little bit. And just noses it. That allows Selena to try the same shot. But Team Brown is sitting 3 right now. I'm thinking about throwing backline weight at this. Hoping to get some action on the rocks and roll behind their own blue. The third's final rock of this end. Page trying to move the rock a little bit. And another nose hit. Which at this point, Team Sturmay is okay with trading rocks. Looks like they're trying to do the same shot they tried to last time, just hit and roll slightly inside. This is close. This is close. Get a little bit of movement. Not as much as they would have hoped. Nonetheless, that is a high guard, so even if they did get a little bit more roll, it was still reachable. Interesting setup here. Selena can't block everything that Corryn has on her final rock. Team Sturmay is looking to do maybe a hit and roll and hide behind some of their rocks. Selena's first rock of the 7th end. She's trying a hit and roll. This will still leave Corryn something in her last shot, although Team Sturmay has hammer. Looks like they went after a different rock for a double. I'm not too sure if that's what they were going for. But that also opens it up, and Corryn doesn't have too much to hide behind. She has the long guard to hide behind, but she will be sitting 4. Corryn is hoping for a force to go in 8th with hammer. Corryn going back down to take a look again. In a crucial shot, it's always important to make sure that the call you have decided on is the correct call. They're just deciding placement of where they're placing the final stone. Looks like they're going top 4 on the in-turn side, leaving an out-turn draw for Selena on her last. Corryn Brown's final rock of the 7th end in the Women's Championship Final. Looking to sit 4. Sweepers back off here. And the rock looks a little heavy. Slides past most of the rocks. I think they were going for top 4. Trying to block the slide path to the button. Nonetheless, they still sit 4. Final rock of the 7th end. Selena trying to draw a rock in there to go up 2, going into the final end. Sweepers back off here. Aaron comes out to sweep, but the rock settles on the pin. Team Sturmay up 6-4 after 7, going into the final end of the Crestwood Platinum Anniversary Showdown Women's Championship Final. Thank you to everybody tuning online for this women's championship final between Team Selena Sturmay and Team Corryn Brown. Sturmay up 6-4, playing the final end. Maybe final end. There might be an extra. Team Sturmay elects to draw the first lead rock into the house. And Team Brown, Samantha Fisher, attempts to put up a corner guard. Corner guard's a fairly high guard. I'm not too sure what happened there, if it picked or... Team Sturmay trying to just bump their own rock right into the 4-foot. Sit 2. And Paige's second rock bumps up her first to sit 2. Sorry folks, we had some technical difficulties on the mic, but we are back. Corryn Brown trying to go around her 2 corner guards here. Trying to make sure that she has some points to try to get to an extra. This rock looks a little heavy. And just settles in the back line. Nope, it is out. That's an unfortunate result. You definitely want to keep rocks in play. Team Sturmay content to throw up a guard to protect the 2 that they have in the house. Desiree with her second rock of this end. Wonderful guard. Sarah Colton trying to have a double peel here. And peels off just the top one. Team Sturmay, once again content to just replace that guard. At some point here, Team Brown is going to have to get some rocks into the house. And another well-placed guard. As I said earlier, it's they have to get into the house at some point. They're just wondering what they want to do. Corryn tapped on corner freezing on the blue in the house, but given that they only have 4 rocks remaining and they need to score 2, they would need to use one of the rocks as an action rock to remove the one on the top 4. So the team comes down and discusses where they want to place the rock. Looks like a decision has been made, and looks like they want to just remove that rock on the top 4. Might not have to remove it out of the house completely, but remove it outside of the top 4. Aaron Pincott's first rock of this end. Sarah Colton on the sweep, trying to hold the line. And Jess gets by that top rock in the house, pushing the blue rock to back 12. Danielle now is going to try and hit that red rock and replace the one that was just moved. The winner of this game will receive $5,000. Runner-up, $3,000. Daniel's final stone of this end. Trying to remove that red rock in the house. And the nose hit to sit 3. Two of these next 3 rocks need to be in the house at some point. With Corryn Brown electing to call a hit. I'm not sure if they were trying to do a roll, but that just leaves it wide open for Team Sturmay to hit and roll in. The next 2 rocks need to be in the house for Team Brown. They're running out of rocks here. Just another hit for Selena. On her first rock of this final end. Page with a clean. And a nice hit and flop. Corryn Brown is trying to draw into the top 4 in turn. Even if fully buried, Selena will have at least 1 rock on the outturn side to angle raise if needed. Sweepers on this rock. Sweepers just waiting, needing to move a little bit. And the rock slips to the back 8. Team Sturmay now has a couple options. They can follow it down. They can promote an outturn rock. But it looks like they decide to follow it down. Team Sturmay's final rock of the 8th end in this championship final. Trying to draw right down onto Team Brown's shot rock on back 4. Looks a little bit like they need to move here, get some distance, and right to the button. Great shot, wonderful shot. Great team shot. Great calling, great sweeping, wonderful shot. Corryn Brown trying to do an angle double, and hopefully the shooter stays around for second shot. Depending on what weight she throws, it might be a little difficult to keep the shooter. Final rock of this 8th end. Sweeper's not touching this at all. And just a little wide. And that is game. Team Sturmay wins the 2025 Crestwood Platinum Anniversary Showdown over Team Brown. Final score, 7-4. Team Sturmay goes home with $5,000. Team Brown, $3,000. Thank you to everybody for tuning in on this warm Sunday in Edmonton. And thank you for Ryan Jakes for co-hosting with me. My name is Curtis, and I will be signing off. Stay tuned for more games. We have another draw tonight, and the men's championship final is tomorrow. So stick around for that. Thank you to everybody for tuning in.
Like right on the edge of it.